Dreamers and dreamers and dreamers. I am one of them. I have been a dreamer for the longest time, and forever I am going to be a dreamer because I dream with my eyes open and I dream with my heart open, and my heart sees the future while my eyes see now and take care of now. My heart sees the future. It paints a picture that I want to run to. That, I mean, at 70, at 80, at 90, I'm still going to be this person that people look at and say, look what God has done. And if he can do it for her, then he can do it for me. So I believe that as we are running this journey, I know that you understand what I'm talking about. I know that you have seen visions for yourself. And sometimes you've even been intimidated to share them with the people that are closest to you, because then you don't know whether they will understand, okay? And sometimes your activity, whatever you do, when dreamers dream and their hearts are open to the dreams and the visions they see, what happens is they get into the motion. And when they get into the motion, sometimes the people around them do not understand them because they are doing things differently than what others would expect them to do, okay? While you would expect, I was talking to a certain lady yesterday, one of my mentees actually, that is really doing well, and I was telling her that you have to show the person, because there is a person that is helping her with her tuition, and I was telling her that sometimes what we don't have as the people that help others, what we don't get is the sitting down to understand your vision and your dreams as a person, because we want to be able to support a person that has a journey. They are already on that journey and they're running the race. I do not want to support a person that is stunted. A person that is, if you're stuck and you want to get unstuck, that is okay. But if you're stunted and stuck and you want to stay stuck, no. I don't want to help you if you want to stay stuck. I want to help a person that has realized they are stuck and they want to get unstuck and they have dreams, because I know that those dreams will pull them. It's a force that pulls them to be better. I talked about ambition some time back, and if you've not watched that, please still go back to the YouTube channel and watch a video on ambition. Because when you lack ambition, that means you don't have any driving force. You don't have anything that is pulling you forward. You don't have anything that is challenging you every day. You don't even have a reason to wake up. So I was telling this lady that, you know what, the person that is helping you just needs to know one thing, because she was saying maybe he's going to give up. I don't know, maybe he's not going to help me anymore. And I told her that, you know what, maybe what he needs to do is you to sit down with him and show him that you are dreaming bigger than just getting into a relationship and cooking matoke and going into a certain one room and disappearing with a man or spoiling your life forever. Because when someone is investing in you, they are only hopeful. And for all the investments that I have made, be it in my siblings, be it in anyone else that is out there, all the investments that I have made, I have told those people that the biggest pay that you can ever do is not giving me anything. No. Is you growing. Is you being able to hold other people's hands. Is you being able to do what I am doing for you, for another person. And I mean that. In all honesty. I am not investing in anyone so that they can pay me. My greatest returns on that investment is to see that you are prospering and you are growing and you are becoming bigger and you are able to hold another person's hand. You're able to invest in another person's life. And I remember that one day I actually looked into my brother's eyes when I was talking to him, you know, tuition and how expensive it is and all that. And I was telling him that, you know what, I'm not just paying tuition for the sake of paying tuition. No. I believe in you. This is me telling you that I believe in your dreams, because my mother did that for me. My mother showed me that I can sell my cows, that I can go without food, I can go without a cloth, I can go without anything good, but I believe in your dreams. And now, I'm just asking myself, if my mother had believed in my dreams and I didn't have any dreams for myself, that would have been a loss, a huge loss. Because she told it to my face. And she told me, I believe in your dreams. And I believe that after you get better, you being the firstborn, you're going to help your siblings. You're going to help, they will have a home to run to. And I've told them so many times that, you know what? If the world gets tough out there, my home is your home. And they know it, that my home is an open place, that I will be their mother anytime. I will have their back anytime. But it comes from one thing: my mother paid forward. And when I look at her, and the dreams that I've been able to nurture, and the visions that I've been able to nurture, and the growth that I've been able to witness, I'm like, she did not, she bet on the right person, okay? She bet on the right person. And let me tell you, I want you to be the right person that anyone can bet on. So I told this young lady that, explain to him that you're not investing in me. That being a girl, there is a boy that is going to come and sweep me take me head over my heels, and maybe I will even stop dreaming about my future and my visions, and I will just submit to this man, and my dreams will end there, that I will never get a job, that when he says don't work, you know, you can't do that business or you can't do that, I'll just be satisfied with just being Mrs. So-and-so and not have a dream of myself or even a vision of myself and any living. Because that scares to invest in someone, and that is why in the past they used not to invest in girl children, because they believed that a girl child is going to get married and she's going to build another clan. No, that does not have to be like that. Not in this generation. You can actually invest in a girl child, and that girl child will build her own clan, that even when she marries and, gets married into another clan, she will be able to build where she comes from while she builds where she is. Because we are created stronger than we think. Because I know I can build my husband's clan while I'm building my family. And I am doing both at the same time. So if I can do it, you can do it. I'm building my husband's family. I'm building my husband's legacy. I'm contributing. I am doing everything that I can together with him. And he's being a good leader, because when you have a good leader as a woman, they believe in you. They lift you up and they support you and they invest in you. And that is what he's doing, because he knows when he invests in his woman, he has the future of his children secured. And we are working together hand in hand, praying, investing, and working together, while I am not leaving my family behind. And that is where I actually thought I should actually talk about this. Because when you invest in someone that has dreams, when you bet on someone that has dreams, let me tell you, you're not betting on the wrong side. There will always be a return to that investment, okay? While everyone, the whole world was chanting, remember the Hilda story? Everyone was chanting, we are betting on Hilda, we are betting on Hilda. Actually, when you go to social media, it's a hashtag, bet, we are betting on you, bet on Hilda, okay? Now, and I think I've said betting on yourself for so long. Years even back, when you go back to my videos, I've always said bet on yourself. Believe in yourself so much that you bet on yourself and say, you know what, I am all in. Okay? I'm not holding anything behind. I'm not saying, now I don't believe in myself. Let me just keep certain things to myself. No. I have come to the table, to the betting table, to the gambling table, and I am gambling my life away. I'm saying, you know what? I am all in. I am not reserving anything for myself. I'm putting all my energy. I am putting everything that I have inside of me. I am putting it on the table. Bet on yourself. Believe in yourself. Because when you believe in yourself, it's so easy for someone else to believe in you. It's so easy for someone else. And a person who bets on themselves, you can see them. I know, I will just give an example of my brother. I know, when I started, not betting on him, because betting on sounds weird, but, just standing with him. I would call it standing with him. I saw something in him. He is a good performer in school. I'm just giving one example because there's so many. All my siblings are actually doing very well in the different fields where they are. But I told him that, Amen, I see how hard you fight. Because at the end of the semester, even when you don't have to come and report to me and tell me this is my performance, you literally come to me and tell me this is what I am doing. He even created a group and tells us, this is where I have reached, this is what I am currently doing, and this is what I need. And so responsible. So bet on yourself by being responsible. Bet on yourself by being consistent, that you do not show up one semester and one semester you're flunking it. Bet on yourself so much that even when the situations are hard, you can say, you know what, my heart sees the visions of the future, and the future me had better bet on themselves right now, and I perform well despite the conditions and the situations that I'm going through. Okay, so people are not going to understand you because they're like, if you're going through a rough situation as a girl, you might as well just get a man, you might as well get a sugar daddy. No, your choice to remain on track, my choice to remain on track, when I could have gone so many 100 different ways that looked so enticing in that moment when I was a girl. And I just chose to stay on one track, even when it didn't look that much beneficial, even when it didn't look like that much will come out of it, has brought me to where I am, and I am so thankful that I bet on myself to make the right decisions. Not decisions that would make me, rich or have money, drive Porsche cars, and, go to different countries with different men and what. No. I killed that in order to stay on one consistent trajectory of staying without rent, of staying without fuel, of staying without, but driving to a future that I knew I was better off betting on because it was a good future, and I do not have any regrets. So some people will not understand what you're trying to do, and it's okay. The whole world is not supposed to understand you, okay? The whole world is not supposed to understand you, and this is what happens. Part of what took me through those moments, I remember, was the scripture that says that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. I knew that my morning was coming. At some point, I remember I asked God, how is this going to happen? When you perceive, when you get a dream and you get a vivid picture of that vision and how it's going to unfold, and you see it's too ambiguous, it's too big and too huge, you don't think it's going to get there. I remember it was an outside bathroom. This particular room that I rented while I was in Chambogo, it was in Chireka, and one day I will do a video of that place. But one room, very tiny, just a bed of 3 by 6, and that is where I was, and it had an outside bathroom. And one day I was in that outside bathroom, and I got this vivid, clear picture of how my future is going to be. And I remember asking God, I laughed alone in the bathroom, and I asked God, but how is this going to happen? And I remember my mind going back. Sometimes God speaks, but we never listen. My mind just skipped, and God took me to Mary and said that Mary asked himself, how would this be? Because when an angel tells you that you're going to, to give birth to a son, and, all those things, Angel Gabriel, and then you're saying, how is this going to be? So I remember that actually Mary has ever asked the same question, that how is this going to be? And I remember God just giving me the peace that surpasses human understanding, that said, you know what, leave it to me. Leave it to me. Do your part, but leave it to me. Be consistent with what you're doing. Keep pushing in the right direction. Serve me. Do the right things. Leave everything to me. I will orchestrate your life to get to where, because I predestined this, and before your parts were woven together in the secret places, I had this plan for you, and I had this picture for you, and it is going to come to fulfillment. And so sometimes I would just pray and say, God, I am leaving it all to you. I am doing what I have to do right now. And that is what fails us sometimes, that when we hear the voice of God, or when we get to perceive certain things and we have a good future that we are looking at, it stops at being a dream, and we never do anything in the bright moment, in this moment, in order to get there. So you realize that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And the joy comes in the morning, and when the sun rises with healing in its wings. I don't know if you guys enjoy, the Bible as I enjoy it and as I read it and as I see it in my personal life. But let me tell you, you have a dream. There is no one of us that does not have a dream. Some of us have killed our dreams, or some of us, our dreams have been covered over time by so many things that we have gone through. But it doesn't mean that you cannot resurrect them. It doesn't mean that you cannot dream again. You can tune yourself again to dream, okay? And while we're at that, and then there's something else that that usually came to my mind, that those that sow in tears shall reap in joy. So I knew that whatever I was doing, it was painful, because then there were no instant returns. Sometimes when you start, just imagine someone goes to the garden to dig, and maybe it's a bush, and you're starting from scratch. Starting from scratch means cutting down the trees, means digging out those remains of the trees. Do you know how hard it is? Because I've done it before. I've prepared a new garden before. And, digging out the trunks, okay? And you even get blisters in your hands. And then after the trunks, then you have to think about what do we call them? The weeds, okay? So you have to dig out, because some of the weeds actually have deeper roots. So you have lumbugu. You have to dig it out so that you can plow and prepare the garden. But does cutting of the trees have returns? No. Does the digging out of the trunks have returns? No, it actually doesn't have returns. Does the digging out of the weeds and the roots have returns? No, they do not have returns. But you are preparing, you are sowing in tears, because after that, then you sow. You wait even for the rainy season, because then you cannot just keep sowing in a sunny season. So you wait. So the wait is also hard. So you sow. And after sowing, you have to weed again. And after weeding, you have to, sometimes deal away with, the pest control and all that. There's so many things that go into that. That means you are investing a lot. You are investing your time. You are investing your tears. You're waking up very early in the morning because you don't want the sun to find you in the garden and all that. Yeah, and then time comes where you have to reap. And even the reaping season is not that easy, because you have to go and make sure that maybe you have baskets or whatever it is that you're reaping in, whether you're reaping maize or you're reaping whatever it is, and then you have to go through the drying of the maize or the drying of the nuts, and then you have to go through, you realize that, and then if you are going to make posho out of flour, maize flour out of the maize, go through the drying, go through the milling, and then get the flour that you need. So it's a process. It's not an easy thing. But the person that sows is actually thinking of a meal on the plate. Now, that is the vision. That is the dream. That one day I am going to be seated in this house and I'm going to be eating, reaping from my sweat, and I'm going to be eating food that I planted. Now, you see, that is the vision, that is the dream. They are building to the bigger vision that they have. And one day that vision arrives, that they are seated with their family, or whether it's on the floor, whether it's on a dining set, wherever it is, and they are eating the food that they sowed. So you can sow in tears, but you will reap in joy. Okay, and I want you to be able to look at that. There's something I remembered about the Hilda's story. Hilda's story, for me, it really made a lot of sense, and it opened my eyes to so many things. There was a picture. And this picture was with some guy. He has a gentleman. I actually didn't get his name. I should look for his name. There was a certain gentleman that was actually helping him. He had many people helping him. Definitely, helping her in the kitchen while she was doing the cookathon. But there was this particular picture where she had, you know how they usually have, I don't know what they put on their head, but just to cover their hair while they're cooking. And so this guy got a towel of water. I think she was really tired. and she was about to give up maybe in that moment. He got a towel, a small towel of cold water, and just brought it, and it was on her head as well, just to, I think, to cool her down and to energize her to keep going. And this guy placed his hand on his shoulder, and I think, because definitely they didn't tell us what he was telling her, but in my heart I was like, these are the unsung heroes. While the whole world will sing Hilda, and I am all for it, you know, because she has created a new world record. She had cheerleaders by her side. She had dream sustainers by her side. There was this guy who put his hand on his shoulder and told her, do not give up. And told her, we are at the 88, we have so far gone 88 hours and we cannot give in. We have to hit the 90 hours. We have to hit the 92 hours. There was someone by his side. And that tells you a lot, that in the pursuit of our dreams, in the pursuit of our visions, we need people, a support system on our side that are handpicked for that job. Because I know that maybe Hilda could have worked with so many people in her life. But maybe she handpicked these particular people that she worked with on her cookathon while she was breaking a world record. And these people were there to cheerlead, to cheerlead and to help her embrace her dream of breaking the world record. And it's possible that she chose people that will tell her that she keep going. She chose people that were supportive. She chose people that had her back. She chose people that knew what they were doing. Maybe they had trained with her, and maybe they even knew how to simplify these recipes. They knew how to chop whatever she needed, that when she told them that I want diced tomatoes, they knew diced tomatoes. They would not give her round tomatoes. That when she said I want maybe cubed carrots, maybe they knew what to do that. And maybe they didn't wait for her to tell them that chop some tomatoes for me. Maybe they had the tomatoes arranged before time. So, you know, we have dream supporters, and we need dream supporters and vision supporters. I've had so many vision supporters in my life, so many vision supporters in my life. But I will say for sure, the people that had been at the forefront of my vision support, I know there are so many, but the people that have anchored me over time, my mother, my husband, the late Dan Peters, you know, and to this date, I have people that are anchoring me on the sides, the people that I can't do without. One of them being Ben, one of them being Coach Fifi, some of them being amongst the mentees that I have actually mentored. And now they know that when Bahati looks like this, that means she's saying this. Some of them do not even wait for me. Sometimes I am at a speaking engagement and they just look at me and know that I'm sweating, and they will run, either buy a handkerchief or get one from my bag. Or now they will know it's time to shoot a video. They will know it's time to do this. Why? Because I have had people on whom my dream is hinging. I knew I could not support this dream on my own, and I could not grow this vision on my own. I needed dream supporters, and you need dream supporters. Okay, so if you are going to go very far, I need you to know, and sometimes the dream supporters are not going to be maybe you're not blessed enough to have them in your personal life. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get them. You can get them and handpick them, okay? Because you don't want negativity around you. Negativity swallows dreams. Negativity swallows visions, okay? And negativity delays the fulfillment of dreams. But while you are in a surrounding of positivity, there is a way that it becomes an accelerator of dreams. It becomes an accelerator of visions. So I wish that for you, and I pray that for you, okay? And sometimes it will take bad situations to turn us around. I know that I can't exhaustively handle everything that I had actually prepared to share in this moment, but I know that we will get a part two for this to just make sure that we talk more about dreams and what to do in order to go after them. But take care of yourself, because now you are the dream carrier and you are the vision carrier. If you become stressed and depressed and lose it, that means your vision is not going to be fulfilled. But then who is it going to be fulfilled to? Because the dream and the vision is supposed to be fulfilled in you and for you. So that means that you are an integral part, an important part of this vision and this dream. So act like one. Take care of your body, take care of your sanity, stay sane and stay rooted and stay grounded and stay in God. Love you. Good night.